booksellaganza when they smelled something strange.
So when Dad said he smelled marijuana somewhere, we're like shocked.
Yeah.
And so Doug goes, do you smell it?
Without any way to confirm that the smell was indeed weed, Cookie Stevens called her husband Sheriff Stevens, who called in local ceramics teacher Dutch Gibbs, who lived in Seattle for a few months in the 70s.
Yeah, that's weed.
Sheriff Stevens has begun compiling a list of potential suspects, including that boy Lance, who has girl hair and hangs out down by the quarry, Greg Fromke, who was spotted this evening really going to town on some potato skins at Steaky Jake's Steakhouse, and Mr. Thompson. Luckily, one young reading enthusiast seemed unperturbed by the illicit smell.
Yeah, I don't smell anything. I really, really, really love the library.
The weed smell comes on the heels of last month's discovery of a gigantic pair of women's underpants in the children's fiction section. According to Stevens, that case remains open as well.
Hey, we have a seditious guest.
Babe, I don't think you have.
Hello, and welcome to Flaming Freedom, the #1 interwebs show about flaming people and their freed lives. And joining me today, we have guest host or co-host Joe Jarvis.
Yes, good to be back as always.
And of course, the great Derek J. at my side.
Hey everyone, how you doing today?
And my name is Steven Zeiler. It's great to have you here from San Francisco, beautiful Haight-Ashbury.
Babe, it's not working.
Babe, it is working. I don't know.
Oh, hey! And the Rebel Mistress is here.
Hey, Rebel Mistress.
Hello! Having some technical difficulties here.
That's okay. You get your stuff together. I'm setting things up over here, too.
Hey, your Rebel Mistress.
Yes, sir.
Speaking to you, you are your Rebel Mistress, but when we're referring to you in the third person, do we call you her Rebel Mistress?
You can call me the Rebel Mistress.
Yee, the one and only.
The one and only.
That's a good point. See, we were
I'm an
having this
individualist.
discussion earlier in the week because I was calling you your Rebel Mistress, like all the time. Like whoever I was talking to, it was your Rebel Mistress, like for Steven. But I feel like that's what you say, like your Majesty. You only say that to the person themselves. So if I'm talking to you, I say your Rebel Mistress, right? Or is it always the now?
I mean, I feel like I like your Rebel Mistress too because I am like Her Majesty, you know? Right. But D works too. I mean, whatever you feel comfortable with. Someone just calls me Rebel Mistress. It's really weird, actually. But I don't care. Just bow down, submit to me, and then we're good. Doesn't matter.
Does your boyfriend call you Rebel Mistress?
My fiance? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah, just only in bed, though, when I have his balls in a bind.
Ooh. Hey, yeah, tell me about that. Have you put his balls in any sort of chastity devices or ball stretchers or anything?
No, I'm waiting until the honeymoon to, like,
Why?
torture him some more. I don't know. Well, I've called in reinforcements to, I got him a special toy on Amazon. I got a good friend who lives in San Francisco who showed me some great toys to purchase. So I want to start using that, and that'll be exciting. I don't know what it's called.
Yo, Joe, you're looking good. Did you cut your hair?
I got a haircut last week at the chop shop. It was nice. I like getting my haircut.
I thought you were doing it yourself these days.
I was for a while, but then I was like, ooh, I don't look that good. And it really didn't take that much to make me look a lot better. Having longer hair on top, I think, made all the difference. Because I was just doing it all like kind of one length, or if I was doing 2 lengths, I would do like just a slight difference. But you got to go to the professionals sometimes.
Significantly different on the side.
Yeah, it is sort of plain. I've been trying to teach myself the fade, like how to do a fade. And I can't.
It's hard.
I can't. It's hard. It is.
Yeah.
But anyway, looks good. Hey,
Speaking of hair, my long hair journey is almost complete. I can finally pull it back in a ponytail.
Steven, you're so cute. You know what you need to go for? A man bun. You need a man bun.
No.
Yes, you should try it because you would be so beautiful. You're already beautiful, but a man bun would like definitely. Derek, are you for man buns? Are you blowing him right now? What's going on?
No, I'm adjusting our levels.
He's adjusting the levels. Just leave him alone.
No,
those levels.
I'm for the man bun, but Steven is very against it. So, I don't know what else I can do.
It's like
I gotta pull
karate.
my...
I know what you can do.
What?
What you're doing now, but not adjusting.
I'm twisting some knobs.
I'm gonna go with the cool bun, a la Princess Leia.
Does anybody in San Francisco still have a mohawk?
Yeah, I've seen a mohawk around. I see those occasionally, but it's not very popular. I would say I've seen like one since I've been here.
Mohawks in high school.
I see mohawks on little kids. I always think that's
gross. Why would someone do that to their child?
I don't know. Hey, we made meatballs this week, and we're making meatballs tonight.
Oh yeah, we got all kinds of meaty balls here.
That's very interesting.
How are they? What do you put in your meatballs?
Well, tonight we're doing turkey meatballs.
Interesting.
Yeah, with turkey meat.
Right. What else do you throw in there, though? Come on, this is a gay show.
Parsley and basil.
Yeah, talk right into that, Mike.
Derek's gonna have tons of garlic, and
Garlic is
That's hot.
magical.
got some fancy box of breadcrumbs or a container, and I thought you just are supposed to buy bread and then make crumbs, but apparently there's this thing that you buy called breadcrumbs.
Are you?
So-
Yeah.
You guys both cook? You cook for each other, like romantic dinners?
Yeah, here's a picture of me cooking for Steven yesterday. Made him a nice salad, with some vinaigrette.
Wow.
That wasn't
That's
bad.
a great picture. The first time, well, I didn't cook naked, but I went and bought dinner, and I waited for Rob to come home, and I was just completely naked, like at the table in front of dinner. Does that count? Because I'm not really.
No,
You
you have
bought
to.
him-
You have to put it all on your body, like
was-
sushi.
It was
on
a falafel. Like it would have got awkward.
Yeah, that would be bad. Falafel is one of the awkwardest things to eat too. I wouldn't want to do that for like a first date or something. It all like falls apart in the pita pocket. It's so messy. Like everything's stuffed in there. Definitely not first date food.
Yeah, well,
great.
we're a clothing optional household, so that just initiated. From then, we were just always naked.
Your clothing optional, but do the rest of your housemates actually go for that?
Yeah,
So who's in your house?
it's me, Rob Rebel, and Renee Cake.
Oh, so it's just the three of you, and you're all walking around naked in there?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Mostly you. Is it mostly you?
No, we all. Rob's sitting right next to me. He's butt ass naked right now.
Oh, good.
Right.
Yeah. So like we all walk around naked, and Renee walks around with just her tits out, and it's just like none of us care. We're free. We're free people.
House clothing optional?
This house is I don't care. Yeah,
Have-
go ahead. You don't.
yeah,
Well,
but has it?
Take something
Slide
off now.
Well, I mean,
I think
I usually do the show
Cameron's a hippie. Adam's always naked.
yeah, that's true.
I don't know about a poor.
No one would care.
The other guy's gone.
Okay, good. Hey, are you in the Church of the Sword?
Me, yes.
You are.
Yes.
So, did you go to court today, or is that tomorrow?
It was today. I did not go to court because I have a fucking stupid job that expects me to go there and work for them all the time. Bullshit.
Don't you work
What'd you say?
Don't you work for Trump?
I do not work for Donald Trump. Is that the rumor? He's in my building. I don't work for him. That would be.
His building.
Yeah, he's like on the second floor, and then he has like this like rinky-dink poster that says Trump on the top of it because it's like this cheap-ass building because he's broke. It's crazy. But yeah, no, I had to work, so I didn't go to the Church of the Sword. I don't know what is just a hearing. I know they're like protesting. Some people claim they're not a religion because they don't like promote they don't accept a higher power or some bullshit like that. So they're not an actual church.
Yeah,
They have to prove it.
Hey, can we explain what the Church of the Sword is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is
So
it?
the Church of the Sword is I I can't give you background, but you should definitely go Google them and figure out for yourself. The times I've gone, it's a real church. They have meetings every Sunday morning. To start the meetings out, we have a sword fight. So we have like these long, like I don't know, those like pull things. What are they called, bro? They're swords, but they're not real swords. And then we sword fight it out, and then everyone dies at the end. But they just come
like
around
fencing?
and kill you
Like
with the
fake
sword.
fencing?
Kinda, but it's like a real sword fight. Like they teach you techniques and like you
that's
battle, and then at the end, whether you win or lose, like the owners come around and they just like poke you with the sword and they kill everyone.
What?
And yeah, and then we have beers.
Do they pay for the beers?
Yeah, free beers.
Free?
Yeah, free
Is
beer.
Bernie Sanders running this place?
No, but like you pay for like other stuff, like they have food and stuff you pay for, but they give you like the times I've gone, like
Hold
they
that
give
thought,
you free
man.
beer.
We'll be right back.
This is your Roberts and Roberts Brokerage
Hey,
Daily
talk
Precious
about
Metals.
flaming freedom.
Their anniversary.
No,
The Church of the Sword.
you buy the beer and then they sell it back to you illegally.
Oh yeah, no,
You buy the beer.
I was
sell it
just
back.
kidding. I figured I was just playing off the whole free.
no, I gotta when we come back I gotta clarify. So they give you the beer and then they give you $1 and then you buy it back from them with that $1, so it's not illegal.
It's an act of civil disobedience.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Guys, I'm gonna get the video to work on her end, so give me like a moment.
Okay, I'll give you a moment. In the meantime, I'm gonna mail you the LRN clock
Okay.
for Joe and for what's it, Rebel Mistress? What's it? Seditious Sirens at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Wait, is this?
All right, we'll be right
will this
back.
tell us when we're going to commercial?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Do they not know?
Yeah. Because Anne was talking and she didn't know that we were like going out.
She couldn't hear the music?
She cannot hear the music. I checked this myself on the YouTube videos. When someone else is talking, it suppresses everyone else's volume. So people who are talking at the end of a segment can't hear that there's music on. We hear it.
Ash, get off the table!
But
Put the cat.
anyone on YouTube can't hear it. I'm looking for a workaround on that. Plus, the music, I sent Ian new bumpers 2 weeks ago. Just saying.
It's still the same music.
It's still the same music, but
Hey, at least the ball's in his court.
yeah, I did my job.
Started. Output first camera out. It is.
No, it's
No one
not.
could call it
You gotta hit start
Fucker, though.
broadcast.
like he's got too much to do.
Start.
I'll remind.
It's already. I never do that.
Oh.
I just do virtual camera out. All right, I need to restart.
IT/FTL.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM
Did you
via our
know?
free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an
Yeah,
affordable receiver
we're in
and a dish
Africa.
as small as 30 inches. There are no
Much
monthly
of
fees.
Africa.
Learn more.
Small is 30 inches. 30 inches.
What's 30 inches?
I know, right?
No, what is?
Satellite or what is it? Yeah, a satellite dish, a
Oh,
receiver.
nice.
Yeah. Republican who spread butt cheeks on gay sex site resigns.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Hey, did I send you the show notes for this episode, Joe?
I don't know. Where would you have sent them?
I don't think I sent them anywhere. Here, I'll send them in the chat room. There you go.
Wait, in the chat room?
You see how there's a chat
Oh,
room?
yeah.
And I'm supposed to publish, like, post to Facebook that we're live. Forgot to do that.
$500,000 of coverage for as little as $115 a month. And this rate is fixed for the next 20 years. We have great rates for smokers, too. Call the Term Lifeline now. 800-872-0403. 800-872-0403. 800-872-0403.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
Welcome back to another segment, Flaming Freedom. Hey, I forgot to mention that we're on at flamingfreedom.com/live. We're on the radio at 88.1
K-Gay.
San Francisco. Wait, let me try that again. Say it again.
K-Gay.
Yeah, that was a little better.
Yeah, good try.
Yeah, and we're also interactive, so you can Skype us. People have already sent us some messages over on Skype. Username flaming.freedom. And I wanted to, I don't know, Anne had, or her rebel mistress.
The rebel
mistress is going to correct a misstatement that she made in the previous segment, but right now she's getting her video working. So I thought we would turn it to Republican who spread his butt on a gay sex site resigns. Senator Roberto Arango resigned following a sex scandal involving images from his profile on gay hookup site Grindr. And here's the image as far as we can see.
Any self-respecting gay Grindr user would love to have these photos all over the place. Why would you resign? You're like, yeah, I am posting pictures of myself everywhere, and vote for me.
I don't know. What do you think? I think he could have done better with that picture. Find a mirror or something. I mean, I guess he's using a mirror. Yeah.
But why resign? What is that?
It's tough to get those angles. I mean, are you familiar with the Grindr photo taking routine of like getting every angle, and then people are so demanding? I don't know. This is what I went through. Joe,
I just don't understand. Is he like stupid? Why did he think that people would not realize that was him, or was his face not on there? Like, did it take?
No, it's not his face.
Yeah, but okay, but somebody's gonna meet up with him, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is a right." I mean, isn't he just? Do people not understand how the internet works?
Well, I'm sure his face was on his Grindr profile. Like, even if the picture didn't have his face in it. But why would
he doesn't want gays to adopt, though?
Like a seemingly very normal human behavior to court other people and have sex.
When he was confronted with the self-portraits that he took of his torso and his ass, he explained, I've been losing weight, and as I shed weight, I'm taking pictures.
And
well, he lost a lot of weight right in the asshole.
Yeah, right. I always spread my cheeks and show my asshole and shove things up there. In order to prove that I lost weight, of course.
I think it was more of like the hypocrisy. Well, I mean, his voter base, not to mention, but like the hypocrisy of, because it says he, opposed gay adoption rights and stuff like that. But
yeah, I wanted to talk about gay adoption, actually. Like, where's the best place for gays to adopt children?
You're looking for some babies? Hey, we just watched Pink Flamingos, and in it, it's one of these movies that tries to be extra scandalous. Scandals of the movie is that one of the filthy couples in the movie sells babies to lesbian couples, which was like shocking for the 1970s. But today is totally acceptable.
Well, now we know all about the CPS, so that's a pretty mainstream thing to do, right?
Well, I mean, a lesbian couple adopting a child, I think, is the part that was so shocking in that movie.
How is that the shocking part? I think the shocking part would be that the couple has slaves in a dungeon that they're harvesting children out of and then killing.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, that part is shocking, but also... I listened to the commentary on that movie, and the writer-director, John Waters, actually said that was one of the things that he thought would be shocking to people, like, oh, a lesbian couple is getting this baby to raise. And
No!
Well, why are you looking for babies? What are you thinking?
I'm just curious. Like, I don't really know too much about where you can have, or is there a place in America where if two gay men had a baby somehow, they obtained one, would they be able to keep it, or would they not be able to keep it? I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure there's places in the United States that will already adopt two gay couples.
Yeah, you can adopt.
Well, are there places that you can't?
Well, like some countries won't let you adopt their babies.
I would think some states wouldn't let you.
Probably.
Yeah, like Oklahoma or Kansas. I don't know. Every place.
Well, they probably have. Yeah, they probably have like some. If you can't get a gay marriage there, they probably have some sort of marriage law relating to it, or some sort of weird single parent adoption clause or something.
Oh, sure. Like, you must be married in order to adopt a child, and you can't get married.
Right.
I don't know. Well, why is that on your mind, babe?
I don't quite know. Maybe
you've been thinking about getting a baby?
Not in the near future. Maybe.
Do you want one, like, in your life? You want to raise a kid?
I don't know, because it would be a lot of work. I think if I was significantly wealthy, then it might not be too bad. But also, I don't want to adopt a baby. I want a baby with my own DNA.
Yeah. Well, then what about just donating sperm and letting other people raise the babies?
I like that too. Yeah. If for some reason I ever feel like hanging out with babies, I'll try them out by borrowing a few, and then maybe
I feel
go
like
from there.
Raising a baby is something I might want to do when I'm really bored with life. Like maybe when I'm like
85,
70. Yeah. Once I hit 70 and I'm like, I can't really do anything anymore, maybe have a baby. And then raise that kid, and I can live vicariously through them. I'll have all this energy. I'll have plenty of money so that they can, I can have nannies and stuff.
Yeah, the key is the nanny. A whole set of nannies to love them. But then again, babies, in order to raise babies, you need grandmas. And
right. Well, by this point, my heterosexual brother and sister will have already had children, and their children can raise my baby.
You have to raise your own kids. I think that's how it works.
Why? Can't we go back to the 1600s with like wet nurses?
That's
Shakespeare was raised by some other
raising
person.
A wet nurse is someone who takes a baby out of your body.
This is my theory. We're already using space inefficiently. We don't need to just be popping out more humans if you don't have a plan for them. Just don't have babies if you don't want to actually take care of them.
Well, beyond the fact that we're not utilizing the space at all, and that everyone could have a nice house everyone in the world could fit inside of Texas with a nice like 5-bedroom house.
Everybody in the world could have 2 acres. That's counting habitable land. That's a fact.
We're still not using it. Like, people are stupid. People are what's wrong with the world.
Well, oh no, I agree about the kids
making
thing.
it.
I was just commenting on how much land is on Earth. Like, there's actually 2 acres per person of habitable land on Earth. Like, people make a big deal out of like land, and like everybody's like, oh, my fucking land.
What do you consider habitable? Because you don't even want to go to New Hampshire, Joe.
That's true. My definition might be slightly different, but I'm assuming they mean like not complete deserts. Like probably Death Valley would not count. I'm assuming the Antarctic would not count. But
well, hopefully global warming will pick up, and the Antarctic will be a nice place to go raise a bunch of people.
Anarchists.
Suck dick for book sales.
Yeah. Hey, when we come back, Church of the Sword, they went to court today, and I want to hear about it from one of their members.
And we're backwards.
We're backwards?
Keenvention is coming up fast. October 30th.
It's just on your screen, I think.
Your tickets
Well,
now
yours-
at
okay.
keenvention.info.
Yeah. It's just
Keenvention
for
is
us
an
so that
intimate
it looks
event
like a
where you
mirror
can meet dozens of
for
key
us,
liberty
but for
activists.
them-
We're looking through it.
Yeah.
Oathkeeper Chris
I'm
Reitman,
looking through you.
Libertarian presidential
Yeah.
Where
Shut up,
did
Ian.
you go?
Are you guys gonna
Hey,
come to Keenvention?
Keenvention coming up. Hey, you have the sexiest microphone.
I thought
and
I knew you.
I'm so jealous. I was looking up the blue microphone that you have. I
What
forget
did
the name
I
of it.
know?
Icicle or something? It's so sexy. I know. Yeah, lick that thing. So you have a correction to make, right? And what's on the other side of you? I see like a little bit of thing on the side of your head. Can you get that out? Can you get that away? See what I'm talking about? No, the other side. You see that in the frame?
It's like a boot.
Is that Rob?
What?
What's right next to you?
Maybe a chair.
Oh, it's the mic. Sorry. Oh,
No.
yeah, this is the chair. That's the chair.
Okay, yeah, move that chair.
There you go.
No, that's better.
We needed a green screen.
you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I want a green screen.
Well, you can come here and use mine, guys.
But
Everyone-
I don't know where to put it.
Behind us.
Yeah, but look at all the space. I mean, it's a big green screen, but it would need like a support or something.
Yeah.
I usually put it up on the wall.
We need a real studio.
Yeah, that's what I.
That's what it all leads to.
Yeah. Like, whatever. I live in a cult house. Soon I will live in a real normal place.
Really? You still looking?
Not as vigilantly as I should be. But it's required for me to send in an essay soon, and the deadline is before the deadline, as it was explained to me at one of these mandatory meetings. Like, if you submit your essay that says, "Oh, I really want to stay here. I love it. I'm growing. I'm learning. I need more," but you submit it by the deadline, that's no good. Because it doesn't show that you really care and you're really interested. You have to be before the deadline.
So then the deadline is before the deadline.
Yeah, the deadline is before the deadline.
It's just fucking
The
stupid.
deadline is actually before it was assigned in the first place.
Yeah. I've
They're
already
like, why
said-
haven't you guys written letters to us thanking us for everything?
No, seriously, one of the people in the cult house explained this at one of our mandatory meetings. She was encouraging other people to submit theirs early, and Mama Satoy, as the cult leader calls himself, was like, "Hey, and why do you recommend that, Elizabeth?" She was like, "Well, I had my essay written 5 days before the deadline, and then something came up, and I submitted it the day before, and, well, let's just say it didn't make me feel very good."
Mama wasn't happy.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, Jesus. That's not cool.
Wait, Mama got angry?
Yeah, Mama got angry. Mama got not
I don't.
cool.
What the fuck is going on? I don't know what you're talking about, and it sounds like so.
I live in a cold house.
Mama
and,
brought out the chains and
Rebel
whipped her.
Mistress. Yeah.
with him.
I knew that. That's good. So you live in a cult house, and they make you write articles about how much you love the cult house.
Yeah, you have to
Essays.
submit essays every month in order to continue to live there.
And if you don't, they tie your balls in a knot.
Yes, and then throw them over your shoulder.
Is that all that happens? That's pretty tolerable.
If you don't write it, then they kick you out of the house.
The AMP program for just $5 a month at amp.freetalklive.com and getting
Just to
perks.
sign all your
That's
rights away, too.
So
amp.freetalklive.
rent's not enough.
We're coming back.
This is the Liberty
no,
Radio
rent is
Network.
not enough.
No,
You
he
have to
actually
want
he
rent.
charges below
Liberty-oriented audio
market
content
rate
4 hours a
so
day
that
at
he can get people who want to
LRN.fm.
do these go through these hoops.
Welcome back. Hey, Ann. I mean, excuse me. Damn.
Jesus.
You're Rebel
Christ,
Mistress.
Derek.
Jesus Christ. What's the deal with Church of the Sword?
Okay, so I was gonna clarify before we left last time. So it's not free beer, okay? Like you have to pay for the beer. So basically it's like an over-the-counter trade. They give you $1 and then you buy the beer back from them with $1. So it's like it's fine at that point.
I wasn't trying to be a dick. I was just kidding. It was like the whole Bernie,
No, I know. And then they basically anyone can get up and talk about anything. So they have like a session where the like members and people there can just get up and go like rant about whatever they want, and they have the floor. And then basically everyone just eats and sits around and talks about philosophy. It's a pretty great place. I love Area 23 and Church of the Sword is just a great addition to that. I want to go more, but I'm always so busy. But I really hope they win this one for Liberty.
So explain this story to me. Reason.com published an article yesterday. Headline, Does a religion need to worship a supreme being? New Hampshire Supreme Court considers the question. Church of the Sword, run by Associates of the Free State Project, sues over the state's right to define religion. So this is them going on the offensive, right? They're not like going before the local government and saying, please, please don't tax us. We don't want to abide by your rules.
Yeah, offensive lawsuits are where we need to get to.
Is that what they're doing? I mean, you're one of these members, right? Can you explain it?
No, I go to the Church of the Sword, but I'm a slacktivist, so the only thing I know is they're claiming that they're not a real religion because they don't worship a higher being, but religion isn't defined. Religion is is anything spiritual, and that spiritualness can be whatever you want it to be. So I think they do have the right for the government not to steal from them as much as any other religion does. I wish I could make myself a religion.
It's weird because in Keene they've got the Shire Free Church, and they have applied for tax-exempt status for years, and they constantly get denied, and there's nothing you can really do about it. It's like, hey, if you don't want to pay taxes, you're bad. You're supposed to play by our rules, and there are ways that you can.
Right,
So
I know they had tax exempt status, but I know you have to provide certain foundation. What are your religious books? And I know one of the religious books is Treasure Island or something like that.
Right. Well,
I can't remember the rest of them. It's some very good philosophical books, and I don't know. I don't really know what the whole lawsuit is about entirely. I know the basis. I know they've proved and they've met the criteria of what it takes to be a religion in the state of New Hampshire. So this is just basically the last straw, and they're like, well, you proved that you're a religion, but you can't be a religion because you don't have a higher God. I think that's what it all adds up to.
Yeah, they're just pulling out anything that they can out of their asses to say, no, we don't want to give you what you're asking for.
Yeah,
so,
basically. It's people know who free staters are, and people don't like the fact that we want to be free, and it's because they don't want to lose power. So they're going to do anything they can to stop that.
I like to think of religion as a purposeful way of life. Essentially, I see all religions as just people wanting to live their life a certain way and organizing that way. I don't know if the Shire Free Church has explicit, this is what we do, this is our religion, or they're
just
trying to get a tax-exempt status.
Yeah, they do. I think church.shiresociety.com.
Yeah, that's what you should do, guys. If you want to learn more about Area 23 and Church of the Sword, Google. Because Google knows.
Give them the URL. church.shiresociety.com. Yeah, there's a declaration, a mission, a maxim is be the best you can be and harm no other person or his property. Virtues of compassion, forgiveness, empathy, humility, honesty, kindness, patience, personal responsibility, productive work, self-improvement, and thinking.
It's pretty good philosophy.
Where's the magic animals?
The ministers? There are church locations in Fitzwilliam, Keene, Manchester, and Tilton. And according to this article at recent.com, the Church of the Sword actually does qualify, according to the IRS, for tax-exempt status by their 14 points.
Yeah.
Qualification.
They've met all the qualifications. That I do know. I think this is, like I said, just the last-ditch effort of, well, you met everything, but you don't have some god, so you can't get tax-exempt. It's all bullshit. So that
ridiculous.
Excludes Buddhist and I don't know.
It's weird because they can't. They have to just get rid of all tax-exempt status for churches or grant the Shire Free Church and Church of the Sword tax-exempt status. They really can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
And I would prefer that they just grant tax-exempt status to the new churches rather than repealing the exemption for other churches.
Why don't they repeal the exemption status and the tax laws?
Yeah, okay, that would be ideal.
Good idea, Stephen. Good idea.
I don't know.
I mean, I totally support their cause. I think people should go out, check it out, and donate to them because, like, this could be a moment like that we remember, that we look back on and like remember that case, and it made a difference. So I wish I could be there to support it. I wish they had court on weekends. Though I hate going into court. I don't even go with Rob.
It's not a new thing though, Rebel Mistress. It's not like they would be the first group of guys who got together and said, "We're a church. Now we want tax exempt status." I mean, normally that works. I've heard about
but
that.
the city is like so against it at this point. Like they have like active people rooting against them. So there'll be people like on the opposition. That's why we have to be there and support them.
Well, and the IRS and the state court knows that they're free staters, and they know that they're ideologically opposed to taxation. It's not just
so there's already that bias there. So that's why like the more support they can get, the better. I don't know.
And most importantly, there's the ritual of. Oh man, you closed it.
Sorry. What was the? What are you talking
Ritual of combat.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you don't want to donate, go fight with some swords.
Fight to the death. Trial by combat is what they should demand.
Trial by combat. Yeah.
I demand a trial by combat.
I wonder, it is legal in Washington and some other states to participate in mutual combat. I wonder if any of the city councilors would agree to.
Are you allowed to do mutual
participate.
combat with guns in Washington? Like, this is to the death.
I suppose so, as long as it's explicitly consensual. Like I talked about that guy Phoenix Jones in Seattle. Have you heard of this guy? He's a real life superhero. He's an MMA fighter who made his own costume, and he goes out onto the streets of Seattle.
I think I heard about that in Gay Narcist.
Yeah, they call themselves the Rain City Superheroes, and he wears a GoPro on his chest, and he has a YouTube channel. You can go see him beat people up. It's pretty cool. Pretty
Really?
gay.
You should play that.
Yeah, except he's got a girlfriend. She's a superhero too. Super heroine. It's not her name.
She also deals heroin.
Yeah, right. Hey, I see a lot of homeless people around here, Steven. We've talked about the homeless app, the Snitch app on Free Talk SF, your show. But I wanted to bring it up here because I've been really tempted to use it, guys, and I need your gay narcist encouragement to refrain from calling the state.
No, don't call the state.
I walk out of the house and I see people sleeping on the sidewalk in front of me, and it makes me be like,
Derek, if you have a problem, you need to move. Like, that's how that works.
It's a public space. They have every right as you do to lay there.
Well,
I hate homeless people sleeping on my steps.
They're gross and they smell
stink,
bad.
They smell like piss. And you know what? You know what I did? I moved. I didn't call the cops. I kicked the guy and told him to get out of my way.
Thank you, your mistress.
You kicked him?
No, I didn't kick him, but he was sleeping on my steps. I literally had to step over him.
The key in San Francisco is to go uphill. Go up hills, there's less people sleeping on the street.
I live up a hill, but I found a cult there.
BlakeDevelopment.net is a global leader in website creation, app development, and...
Thanks, Mark. Hey, babe. Hey, how's our audio? Are we coming through clear? Is Steven loud enough? Am I loud enough?
It's better
It's better than what?
Better than what?
than when you started.
It was too quiet?
Yes.
Why didn't anyone say anything?
I don't know. You didn't ask.
Yeah, I went and edited some show. I think was it maybe last week's show or something. The audio was all crap. I was like, why didn't anyone say anything to me?
So I'm going to Keene in a few weeks for the first time.
Yay! I can't wait. I miss you guys. I do.
You're going to be there at Keenvention?
Of course. I'm on 2 panels.
All right.
I'm gonna go to Keenvention.
Hey, you're gonna be there, Joe?
Or at least Hello Keen. It's the same sort of thing, right?
That is
I didn't know there was anything else
awesome.
at Keenvention.
Yeah.
We should take the gay narcist photo at convention.
Definitely. Yeah. I kind of just want to wander the streets trying to sell my book, a little
You will have a horrible time because Keen is just they'll hate you.
Everybody will be like, fuck you.
No, you can wander the hotel and sell your books.
Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, the hotel's awesome. I got so drunk.
I'll wait outside the events.
If you get a Girl Scout uniform and you go around selling the book,
That can be my That can be my fucking That can be my Halloween costume.
That sounds like a great
that is a
costume.
What's your book, Joe? We'll Suck Dick for Book Sales?
It's
You should
called
write a book.
Anarchy in New England.
No, I know what your book is. I was just fucking with you.
Oh, okay.
But good promo. Good shout out to yourself. Shameless self-promotion.
That's what you gotta do. Somebody I made a meme of myself, and somebody was making fun of me for that. They commented on it, and they're like, said all this shit, like, oh, you made it of yourself, you did this of yourself, blah blah blah, and I was like, yeah, and I also was like, yeah. You can never tell how people come at things if they're trying to be malicious or not. So I kept it civil, but I was just like, oh, you forgot that I also shared it on a page I named after myself.
Well, thank God we became friends on Facebook, so I can just make those comments.
Yeah, exactly.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. No, Derek's what happened to the dildos? Are we doing that?
No, the girl never got back to me.
The protest is in
She probably did some more research.
No, she didn't. She just didn't get back to me. I've got to be able to reach out to some of these gun-free UT people. I really want to have them on the show.
If not, we'll just talk about them.
There's plenty of time. The protest, like Steven said, is in 8 months.
Man, in about the gun-free people, in the 60s there was a mass shooting at University of Texas. I don't know if I should wait to talk about this, but this guy went up in the UT Tower, which was the tallest building in Austin at the time, and he barricaded the door and got a bunch of rifles and shot 50 people, and he was up there. But people on the street went and got their guns and were dozens of people were shooting
Shot
at
back.
him around because they had their private weapons.
That is hilarious. You mentioned that story because a cop came to my job and talked about what to do if there's an active shooter.
And he said, pull out your gun and shoot them.
No, he said, don't pull out a gun and call the cops. And he was like, back in that situation, the cops didn't have the right ammunition, and that's why they need barricades and SWAT teams on standby.
Our email updates.
I think what we really need in that case is one
updates.lrn.fm.
well-placed round.
That's updates.lrn.fm.
We're back. So did anyone watch the Democratic debate?
Why would I do that?
Can we not call it a debate? There's no way there was a debate.
Circle jerk.
I don't know what else to call it.
It's the pre-coronation ceremony.
Yeah, I wanted to see Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton talk for 2 hours and try and differentiate themselves and see how tyrannical they could be and if they're change any of their positions and stuff. First, we have Donald Trump. Enjoying shoegaze.
Is that for real?
Oh, he's so good.
I like Donald Trump for president. He's the president America deserves. He is.
You're right.
He just-
America does deserve Donald.
So here are some cool highlights.
I have 5 daughters. Amy works with disabled veterans. Sarah is an emergency room nurse. Julia.
Anderson, you're looking at a block of granite.
Julia is a whore.
Well, yes, you'll be coming in next, but she was directly quoted. Thank you. So. I've been standing over here for about 10 minutes trying.
But we are not Denmark. I love Denmark.
Bernie, I don't think the revolution's going to come.
The candidates have tried marijuana, as have pretty much probably everybody in this room. Others have.
I have to say the enemy soldier that threw the grenade that wounded me, but he's not around right now to talk to.
All right, time for closing statements.
Please go to Shaky 2016 to learn more about this. Thank you.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Was really annoying. They were all really annoying. I was like, why is everyone...
I can't listen to that shit. I'm sorry. I'm too far down the rabbit hole. I hate listening to these guys talk about how in which ways they're going to control me and steal from me.
I think that's fun. I guess I got the like Politico bug because I've always been interested in stuff like this. Like I don't expect them to be honest. I'm just watching sort of like as a person who would watch animals in the zoo.
But
Like,
that's the thing, they are being honest. People just don't realize what they're saying. Like, they're being honest. Oh, we're going to stop, the immigration problem by building a giant wall. How are you going to back that giant wall with a gun to murder people? Like, they're just not giving you the full story, but they're telling you, all right? They're violent people.
That's a good point. I mean, like they never bring these things through to the logical conclusion. It's like, and how are you going to do that? And like you said, it's with a gun.
Yeah, that's always the answer.
But I do agree with Derek, though. It's interesting to watch. There's something about me that still likes to. It's like opposition research almost, or you just like want to like watch and see like what they do to trick people, and like it makes you realize how ridiculous these people must be if they fall for it in a certain way, right?
Well, I don't think people are ridiculous. I just think they're ignorant, and that's why they need to watch shows like this. And I don't know, we need to do more outreach because it's like Ron Paul said, like when you show people freedom, who wouldn't want to be free? Like it's just you have to kind of spell things out.
Well, Hillary has a unique approach. She's adopting a new goth look to appeal to the youth.
That's not real.
Actually, just a page from her normal attire. On her Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah, this is before she puts her makeup on.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
That's
no, this
scary.
is real. Fearing that her popularity among young voters has fallen to a critically low point, presidential candidate Hillary Clinton has adopted a so-called gothic look to appeal to millennials.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't like Hillary Clinton. I don't want her to win. I know it's her turn. It's her turn. She's worked hard for it. She's like... She's famous. But really, she couldn't even handle the presidential dick, let alone run a country. What is she?
I want to see some of her lovers.
They're all women.
Butch women.
Is she
no, her lovers are all dildos. There's no warmth down there. It's all cold. I don't know. I just think
she doesn't even have anything there. It's just a piece of skin, just solid.
Ew.
Nothing.
I just feel like, not that I feel like anyone should be the president, but if anyone is going to be the president, it should be Donald Trump because he is just so incredibly stupid. He needs to show America how stupid they are, and I think he'll do a good job.
Yeah, he needs to show America that it's a reality TV show, that the presidential race is the exact same thing as a reality TV show.
Yeah, it's just a joke. A big joke, and he's a big joke, and America needs to have him as president so he can go ahead and put up his walls and all the other bullshit he's proposed. Like, have you ever listened to him speak? They're like, how are you going to solve the financial crisis? He's like, the financial crisis, there is one. And we're going to solve
No, I totally agree. I watched the video about how he like uses like Saruman's like mind control from Lord of the Rings because he just like the way he talks, he just like ropes people in and like he gives them a subtle enough answer or like a broad enough answer so that they'll attach whatever they want to it, but it's like specific enough so it hits their like emotional points where they're like, ooh, I like that, and then he like allows them to like create whatever narrative they want in that realm. So he's,
and then plus he just has that like toupee that shows vulnerability, so people are like, yeah, toupee. I don't know.
Wait, is that really a toupee?
That's a fucking toupee. I have a video of it blowing in the wind.
What, Hillary's?
No, Donald Trump's.
Oh.
Hillary's minge.
It's an extreme comb over. He's been.
Yeah, I didn't think it was toupee.
I used to watch The Apprentice, and he, on one episode, has someone pull on his hair.
Yeah,
and
it's real.
It is real. He's like, it's not very good.
He has like man extensions. You can pull on my hair, and it's not gonna come out, but I guarantee that it's not real.
No, if it weren't real, if it were a toupee, don't you think he would get a better one than that?
No.
I mean, $1 million. He's using his own hair with an.
He's broke. He's broke as fuck. Didn't I just tell you his office is on the second floor of a fucking shitty rundown building. The pipes are leaking. Like,
well, that's his political office, right?
He's not broke.
That's his office. That's where he works.
That's how
Donald Trump for America.
No, that's his building. He owns the building. He doesn't.
No,
work
he
there.
doesn't. There's a landlord that we rent from. like the whole building's owned by a landlord who writes us emails and tells us not to smoke in front of the building.
So you're telling me Donald Trump goes to Manchester, New Hampshire to go do his daily work and not
Yeah,
Manhattan?
because he's broke as fuck, and those offices are super cheap, and it's very discreet. It's in a discreet location.
Donald Duck.
Yeah.
Donald Duck. No, I mean he wants people to think he's richer than he is. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows he's funding his own campaign, and it's not cheap. If he doesn't win, he's gonna be like sleeping on a box on Park Street. Like he'll be one of those homeless people outside of your door, Derek. You can like step over.
He has been broke. He has filed for bankruptcy at least once.
Yeah.
And since then made a lot of money.
I wanted to talk about
much money.
You guys hear about this week?
Racist yoga?
Yeah, racist yoga in Seattle. Liberals trying to reinstate segregation, beginning with yoga classes that refuse to serve whites.
What?
Yeah. So I wish I could find this on a source other than Natural News. I know the place where I originally found it was not Natural News. They say the ugly, hypocritical face of liberalism. They can't use that word. That's our word.
Thank you.
Yeah, is once again making a mockery of the Constitution. Blah blah blah. Oh God. Okay, I don't want to read from this story. I hate Constitution sucking.
Yeah,
according to Cairo, Rainier Beach, a business in Seattle, they had a class called Yoga for People of Color, which began in September and runs once a month. As the site reported, Teresa Wang, co-founder of the specialized class, said it was started by 5 queer people of color who came together to create a safe space for people of color who might otherwise be uncomfortable. So
That sounds racist to me. It sounds like they're expecting more white people to
That
do
is
yoga.
racist. Let me correct you, Joe.
Why are they?
That
Well, I
is-
know it's racist, but
That's like saying I don't think, I'm not racist. I just think I'm more superior than black people. But I think Asians are more superior than me. But that's not racist.
well, according to the arrest records, I mean, if we're to believe all that, then Asians are, the government must love Asians because they barely ever get arrested or killed.
Well, yeah, because they're so superior. I think that's just like a dumb way to think. Like I don't understand, like if people really think that race doesn't matter and they don't want it to be a factor, they wouldn't, pointing it out is not helping the cause. And saying, I don't want I don't want white people, like that's ridiculous. People are people. Like if you're for the like equality, then that makes no sense because you're separating yourself at that point.
you don't understand, Rebel Mistress, because you have black people privilege. But black people that you would know nothing about, they were slaves once in this country, and so now they need to have their own yoga classes far away from the progeny of people who used to own slaves. Or
The White Devil.
I mean, I don't too often pull out my black privilege, but when I do, like, I like to play the whole race card, Like, I come from the South. I come from a place where people used to say things like, we don't want black people in our clothes. Like, someone has actually said that to me before.
In
Georgia.
their what?
They don't want black people in their clothes. Like, they don't really want black people in their clothes.
Wait, they want you
Like, we
naked?
were coming in there and we were asking
They don't want to
about,
sell
like,
their clothes to black.
outfits and stuff, and they were like, we don't really want black people in our clothes. And you know what they said to me when I was a child, because I was in there with like the adults I was with at the time, and I was like, what? Like, I was a teenager. I'm like, we're just gonna stand for that? And they were like, yeah, that's just the way things are. Like, there was a noticeable like separation, and people just were like, yeah, let's all be separate. And it was racism on both sides, and it was just like the most ridiculous thing I ever heard.
So let me just say, this is racist, but I support their right to do it. They should be able to have a people of color yoga class. Why not?
Well, they should be able to do it. I didn't think we were debating like whether or not they should be allowed to. Like, of course they should be
I
allowed
left those people's store when they said they didn't want black people in their clothes. Guess what? I just didn't shop there. Like,
yeah,
It's still racist. It's still offensive. It's still like derogatory. It's not going to help the cause.
Why? Why can't they have this? Why are people even offended at all?
I don't understand why
To
this
me,
is racist necessarily.
Because why do we have to separate each other by the color, how much pigment is in our skin?
That's what people do. You go to jail, you see people separated. You go to a public school, you see people separated. They just choose to do that. It's what people want to do, it seems. Hey,
Right, I'm not offended. I actually find it more amusing. It's more like I can't believe people would still decide to divide things along that line. Like, it's kind of, you know what I mean? Like, I'll divide things along.
Together with smart people or funny people or clean people.
Yeah, like clean yoga class for only clean people. Oh, if it's a yoga class for only skinny people, oh my god. Oh my, it would be over. This would be on CNN right now. Like, I don't support people like representing that divide because that's what they want. We're just doing what they want.
Sorry,
for only hot people.
We are on break.
I talked, sorry, I wasn't watching the clock and I had the slider down, so we didn't have any music.
Talk about hypocritical.
Yeah, well, I caught it 1 minute
Wait, this
after.
is the long break, right?
Yeah, this was the long break.
Alright, I'm gonna go get some food.
Give me a long milk.
Yeah, I want some food
Though
too.
the Saudis denied
Give
the
me short milk,
allegation,
skim.
rather the Saudi
we don't have any
coalition
of that.
insisted they welcome
I
aid
wish I
ships
could
and
get
are
some
trying to
good milk.
encourage.
Shut up, Daryl.
We can. Alright, it closes at 9.
Yeah.
That would be out of there.
Yeah.
We can go get more if you want.
I want more.
Can we go?
Yeah.
It'll only take like an hour to get there.
We can't do that tonight. Why is Rainbow Grocer not closer? Is that the only place where I can get raw milk in the whole city?
No, I was hoping you were going to continue that rhyme.
I didn't even notice.
Why is Rainbow Grocer not closer?
Oh. Hey. Yeah, so I've got more on the Seattle class. Racist yoga. Oh, and then an anti-gun ad that I want to get you guys' opinion on. I guess I'll play the ad.
To light after former Los Angeles basketball star Lamar conscious on Tuesday at a brothel outside Las Vegas. Reports said he had taken a sexual enhancement supplement, and the investigating sheriff said the basketball star had apparently also used cocaine over the weekend. Odom remained hospitalized in Las Vegas, and one source said his chances of survival were about 50-50. Nye County Sheriff Sharon Worley told reporters on Wednesday that employees at the brothel told 911 dispatchers that Odom had been using cocaine 3 days before he collapsed and was found unresponsive. Investigators say they have sent a blood sample taken from Odom to the police laboratory, which may indicate any substances inside his body. Concerning herbal Viagra, the FDA issued numerous warnings in March and April of this year regarding various enhancement supplements that are sold in stores and over the internet. In one warning from April 30th, the agency said a product called King of Romance actually contained real prescription Viagra. The warning said FDA laboratory analysis confirmed that King of Romance contains sildenafil, the active ingredient in Viagra. This undeclared ingredient may interact with nitrates found in some prescription drugs, such as nitroglycerin, and may lower blood pressure to dangerous levels.
For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metals and permanently remove the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co.
Reuters reports the family of a crew member missing from the El Faro cargo ship is seeking $100 million in a negligence and wrongful death lawsuit against the owners and captain of the ship that sank off the Bahamas in a hurricane 2 weeks ago. The lawsuit on behalf of the estate of Lonnie Jordan, one of the 33 crew members presumed dead, was filed on Wednesday in Jacksonville, Florida against Tote Services Incorporated and Tote Maritime Puerto Rico, as well as the El Faro captain. Attorney Willie E. Gary, flanked by relatives
relatives of other crew members told reporters outside the Duval County Courthouse the ship should have never left dock. Gary told Reuters that he was seeking the ship maintenance record and had heard that it was undergoing mechanical repairs the day it departed, as well as having other problems within weeks of the doomed trip. Gary warned that more lawsuits would follow on behalf of the other relatives. Tote Maritime declined to discuss the lawsuit, and a spokesman said the company was fully focused on supporting the families and their loved ones. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
While digital communications coordinator Brian Tyler is considered by many of his coworkers to be the cutest guy around the offices of Western Psychological Publishing Services, employees conceded today the 27-year-old is not even particularly attractive.
Brian gets a lot of attention from girls around here, but if I saw him in a bar, I don't know if I would even notice him. Put him next to Glenn or Mike, and then, sure, he actually looks pretty good.
Co-workers explained to reporters that by everyday standards, Tyler would at best be considered moderately good-looking, but explained that given the abundance of unattractive men at the publishing firm, female employees often go out of their way to make small talk with the 27-year-old at his desk or eat lunch with him in the office kitchen.
I saw him walking to work the other day, and half the guys on the street were easily better looking than him. But here, he's the hottest guy around. It's almost kind of sad. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd still f*** him.
This is the Onion News Network.
There you go.
Yahoo! Welcome back to Flaming Freedom. Yeah, we were just talking about racist yoga. I also wanted to talk about this couple who had a gay rainbow flag out. And
oh, did you read about that?
That was banned. Their gay flag was banned.
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
I don't know what to go to first.
Well, I like the gay flag. I'm going to lobby
up.
people to replace their current flags with the rainbow flag. It's much more inclusive.
I'd like that too.
That is more artistic.
People
anyway.
are flying the pirate flag, in, I guess in spirit of Halloween or something. That's
Or in
pretty cool.
protest of the gay flags.
Maybe.
Yarg! No gay pirates.
Yar, butt pirates.
We were just
Butt
talking about
pirates.
the racist yoga, which I think is totally fine. I wouldn't want to go to racist yoga, but if people want to be racist, that's totally cool. Here's
I
how
mean,
they
if you
describe
have a
it.
craving for racist yoga.
I wonder where they're coming from. Like, why are
It's
they
Seattle.
doing this? Seattle has historically been extremely segregated.
Okay, well, here's what they say. A Seattle yoga class offered to people of color as well as non-heteronormative and non-cisgender persons, while, quote, white friends, allies, and partners are respectfully asked not to attend, has gained the ire of a conservative radio host and on Twitter.
So you can be gay and white. You just can't be white.
No, you can't be white, or a friend of a white person, or a partner of a white person, or
But
straight.
it says you can be white as long as you're a not heteronormative. Right? Read that
I'm
part.
looking for some clarification here. So, according to an email about the class, the once-a-month session specifically calls for participants who are, quote, lesbian, bisexual, gay, queer, and trans-friendly affirming, as well as those who identify as African American / black / of the African diaspora, Asian. Talk about a mouthful of political correctness.
Wait, but
That's
you just
so-
have to identify as it, right?
Yeah.
Identify
as.
Yes, my skin is white, but I identify as Southeast Asian.
Exactly.
Asian,
I identify as a grapefruit.
Arab, Middle Eastern, Pacific Islander, First Nation, Alaskan Native, Native American, Indigenous, Chican, a Latin, multiracial, and mixed race. So that includes a lot of people. You just can't be white bread. Can't be
Like waspy
Actually,
white.
Screw these guys. Like, really, that is offensive. Like,
They need everyone except for straight white people.
Yeah.
They're like,
and how would
nobody's
you even
allowed
know?
except for you and
How
you.
would- How would you even know? You know, everyone comes from somewhere. We all could have a little something in our blood. Like, who knows?
Honestly, I mean, look at me. Do you think I could say I'm mixed race because I'm Polish and English?
This is just pathetic Marxism at its best.
I look as
Maybe.
white as be.
Maybe you could be Hispanic. I've seen guys from Spain who are whiter than you.
That are into this, like, what destroyed their minds so much that they need
Do
to
I
make
have to
this-
bring like a birth certificate, like showing that I'm black? How would they know?
I don't know. Teresa Wang is the co-founder of the class, which is held at Rainier Beach Yoga. She said it was founded by 5 queer people. We already said that. She told them she's not sure what would happen if a white man wanted to join the class. She said, quote, well, it's a class for people of color, so he would be coming to that class knowing that we're really clear about who we're asking to come to class.
Knowing that we're super racist.
I'm not really sure because it hasn't happened to us, Wang said, so I don't really know.
So, like, what? Do you have to bring, like, what if you're, like, came in and you're like, you know, I'm not white, like, I'm African, and then you brought, like, your birth certificate showing that you were African, like, you were born in Africa?
Well,
Or
or
is
like,
it
what
just
if like
purely skin color?
what if I went in there and they're like thinking I'm just like, you know, some white cis schmuck, and I have to like tell everybody, be like, no guys, don't worry, I'm gay. Like I'm not raining on your parade. You know.
Yeah,
That's just saying like we all have a flaw. Like it's just saying, oh, like white people. I don't get it. It's like, oh, white people are superior, so they can't get to come to the class, or white people aren't. We're more superior than white. Like it's like either way you put it, like they're putting themselves on a different scale and they're lowering that scale. Like basically by saying I'm scared to be around people who are different than me because they make me feel uncomfortable.
It does kind of sound. Your rebel mistress, like you're right, like they're putting straight white people as the highest of the high, like that's the best you could be, and we're all the like lower class, and we want to hang
if they're
out.
in the same class, they'll judge me. Like that is like crazy. Like these people need therapy. That's like some self-hatred right there.
All right, well, I mean, they're
Weird.
probably super indoctrinated by federal school. Right? Just imagine what they learned.
Yeah.
Gotta be-
That's true. School does not help the like biased at all.
Hey, I got something for you guys. I wanted to break down this. Well, let's just watch, okay?
Excuse me. Hey! Hey!
I love this.
So if you want to just add those in, we can send them all over.
All right, so for people on the radio listening, a guy walks in to an office with cubicles, and he has a rifle, and he goes and he people are like, whoa, stop, you got a rifle, and he tries to shoot this one guy, totally misses, and then we see that it's like old musket from the 18th century, and he has to like manually reload it, and it's really silly, and but
That
that's
makes
the
me want
headlines.
to get a gun. So if someone comes in my office with that shit, guess what? You shoot at me, I'm shooting first. Like, no. Like that
Yeah.
makes you that should
And
make
the
you
whole-
want
so-
to get a gun and protect yourself because
It
no
definitely
one has
would,
the right
but
to
like
just come in and shoot you. It's like just saying, oh, only the cops can just come in and accidentally shoot you.
Well, wait a minute. The point on the screen, for those who are watching could tell, but those who are listening don't know. It said, guns have changed, so should our laws. So what do you think about the point that they're making?
Right, it's like the founding fathers thought that you weren't gonna really hit your target with your gun, so they would have banned them if they knew that you could hit your target and that you could fire more shots at once. Like that's what it's really saying if you get down into it, and that's just so stupid.
I think
no.
what they're saying is we want you to be afraid that someone's going to come into your office with a gun, and if we don't pass laws to ban them, you're going to get shot at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I took it to mean.
That's
But
all
how
it
would
is.
a musket? How would a musket be the only thing that's available? Like you could. That's the other ridiculous thing. You know what I mean? Like laws are magical, and once we pass a law, no guns will be on the streets or anything. Like it's a law.
Yeah,
Like,
that'll just make it
only
easier for
muskets
me
are
to get a gun.
available.
Like as soon as they do something like that, it just creates this whole other black market, which I fully support. So maybe our guns do need to be unregistered, and maybe that's the way to do it. So I don't.
Go to ghostgunner.com and buy a 3D printer that can print AR-15s.
Yeah, soon they can't control it. That's why they're trying to control you now. And I don't know if Derek posted it, but it was a picture of Obama with his 3 kids, and then below it was a picture of Hitler and his 3 kids, and it was doing like a speech to protest like guns, like no gun-free zones, not to protest it, but to promote it. And it was just so ironic because that was a real thing. Like, the first thing you do is disarm your citizens, and then you have a tyrant because you're putting all the guns into their hands. And that's what people need to realize. Like, someone's gonna have guns. It just won't be us. Like, it'll be them, and that's scary.
Well, that's what's ironic to me, that the same people that condemn it's the same people that think the police are psychos. Well, they are, but like it's the same people that complain about police murdering people that want the police to be the only ones with guns. It's like, is that going to solve our problem?
They just aren't taking into account. Like, they're thinking no guns. Oh, some crazy person won't have a gun. Yes, some crazy person will have a gun. There will be nothing.
The only people that'll have guns.
Yeah.
It's always liberals who are saying we should ban guns, and to them I say we should ban drugs.
What?
And they need a moment to think about it, because they're like, wait a minute, drugs are already banned, and I can get those. It's like, yes, the same is true for guns.
Well, Derek, if you had more effective enforcement and more money toward it, then you'd be able to eradicate all.
Yeah,
the
you have to take away all. Okay, first of all, how are they going to take your gun?
Oh, damn it.
Let's think about that.
We just went to break.
The US
Sorry.
has been
I had the
downloaded on every
slider turned
continent
down.
around
I've not
the
been...
world. Hundreds of thousands of
No,
listeners with
it's
ad
making
packages
a
from
click.
$600
Were you
a
hearing
month
that?
to $6,000
Okay,
a
I was
month.
hearing a click from it. That's why I turned the slider down. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it bothers me. I don't want that going into the audio. I don't want to click.
Hey, you guys see these pickles I made? I made these pickles.
You know you can die if you pickle something wrong.
Well, not when you use a certain amount of cider vinegar. You're talking about botulism, right?
Yeah.
Like if you actually dump cyanide into it or something?
No. I mean, if you do vegetables and you try to can them or whatever without canning them properly, something can grow in there and that can kill you. But when you pickle things with cider vinegar, it's pretty much unheard of to have anything go wrong as long as you use the right proportion of cider vinegar, salt to water.
Because it's so acidic?
Exactly. Nothing that harmful is going to grow in it. And anything that would grow in it is the natural things that would grow in cider vinegar. So, yeah.
Man, I was mad because Michael Dean posted that video and was like, I've never seen an anti-gun ad that actually made me laugh. So, okay, that's fair. It was kind of funny, but I don't know. Julie, I guess I'll make this point when we're back on air.
Well, I mean, all it said was the laws need to change, and I agree. There's a lot of anti-gun laws on the books that need to be repealed.
Right. I don't think that was the point of the video somehow.
My question to you, Derek, was how are they going to take your gun? Because if they enforce this law, that means they're going to come. They don't want you to have a gun. So repel gun laws. How are they going to take it from you? That's
right, they're saying the video is like best case scenario.
They can have it. I'll print another one.
If they come to take it, I'm going to give it to them. Like, I'm not going to die. But yeah, exactly. You can print more.
But the point is, they will kill you. Not that you won't give it to them. But if you refuse, they would kill you. You die.
Yeah, I only do peaceful non-compliance. Even that is sometimes sort of a death wish. So, compliance seems good, and then non-compliance as much as you can.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm never in that situation.
Have you ever been arrested?
I was arrested once. I ran away from a foster home.
FM for news updates delivered to your email box. Facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page. And Twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
5-Hour Energy CEO Manoj Bhargava claimed this week that the 13 deaths associated with his product were just collateral damage in his company's ongoing war against that 230 feeling. Quote, "We honor the sacrifice of all those who have fallen. I wish we could live in a world where you could get a spike of energy and no crash and not die. But that's not the world we live in." Passionate supporters have flooded social media, demonstrating the terrifying costs of midday drowsiness and fatigue, with consumers saying that when it comes to extra alertness in the mid-afternoon, they are willing to pay any price.
As the wife of a 5-hour energy drinker, we've had to sacrifice a lot in the name of long-lasting bursts of energy that carry you out of the workday and into the evening. We knew the risks going in.
Bhargava says his company has no plans to stop until the 230 feeling is completely wiped off the map, at which point they will turn their attention to that 330 feeling, 430 feeling, and people with a case of the Mondays.
This is the Onion News Network. What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
Hey, we were just talking about people being excluded or included because of their sexuality at the yoga place, and there's a public city-run health clinic here in San Francisco you're only allowed to go to if you are gay or bisexual and male. So
well, that's fine.
You can't go if you're straight. You can't go if you're a woman.
Again, I have no...
I hate that. You know what? Can we talk about this? Because I was not invited to a butt waxing party that I really wanted to go to because I just so happened to have a vagina. And you know what? That's not fair.
Vagina.
Derek, that's no excuse.
I don't know. I invited you, right, Rebel Mistress?
Yeah, and then you said, no, I'm sorry. They voted against it. I can't come. And it's because I have a vagina. And that's not fair because I don't care that I have a vagina. I don't feel like I have a vagina. Like I'm like a coffee table. Like I'm just like myself. Like I should get to hang out with the boys.
Rebel Mistress, Steven and I just went to get our legs waxed at a studio up here. That click? Is it on the air? Yeah, it comes through. We just went to get our legs waxed, and the salon that we were at, thanks, doesn't do guys as Brazilians, or what's Brozilian, I guess is what it's called.
Well, I don't appreciate it. There's no difference. Like, if you're gonna wax your butt, I should get to wax my butt too, and we should get to do it as a team. Because if we're friends, like, why does it matter, like, what's in my pants? Like, unless I'm sticking whatever that is in you, like, why should it matter? Like, we're just friends. Like, I want to hang out, you know? It's not
I think
fair.
everybody deserves to have their butt waxed. Although, so okay, I've never. Have you guys actually waxed your butts?
Yeah, all the time.
I did yesterday. It was awful.
Okay, does it not, like, doesn't it swell up? Like, wouldn't that, like, hurt? This seems very painful.
No, it hurts. It's painful.
And
are you all masochists?
No,
well, actually, yes. I let my inner masochist come out whenever I get waxed because that's the only way to enjoy it.
I don't enjoy it, but I enjoy
a
nice, clean, non-hairy penis.
The taint was not the hardest part. It was the inner thigh, right?
The coffee table between the dick and the balls.
That's the
you call that the coffee table?
Yeah.
Isn't that a taint?
That's the taint.
Is that a New England thing?
Taint?
Yeah.
I think everybody has one, not just people from New England.
I like coffee table though too. You know, if you flip over and get your legs in the air.
Coffee table is classier than taint. Okay, it's like calling something a twat. Twat's
Plus,
not.
some people probably aren't very tainted. They're probably clean and pretty.
Oh,
I'm looking at
so
you.
the taint implies that it's like something dirty. Ew! What the fuck is that? I'm disturbed.
Wait, what's the other?
Wait,
this
whose
is
hair is that? Steven's or yours?
Yeah, this is Steven's butt hair. He didn't want that on his butt, so I got rid of it.
You threw it on the ground.
I just threw it on the ground. Sorry.
That was, fortunately, that wasn't from the very internals of my butt. That was from kind of the side.
Wow, Steven, you have a hairy ass.
Not anymore.
Yeah, that was
I was gonna say.
There's still a lot left. I couldn't do the
some.
whole thing.
There's
I was
some.
looking at today. There's a lot.
I can't
There's
get
more to-
Rob to wax. I can't get him to wax his butt.
Why? Rob, you don't want that shit there.
He's
Trust
gone.
me.
He's not here.
No, stay
Yeah,
strong,
I'm like-
Rob.
Wax your butt, Rob.
For hairy butts or something? You like
Yeah,
that?
what's up, Joe?
It's fine.
You
It's
suck
fine.
dick for hairy butt?
There's no way he could want.
Yeah, if you were designing your body, Joe, you're a cyborg and you're like, I want a human body. Would you
Okay,
be like,
no, I'm not gonna have hair on my butt.
Yeah, exactly.
no.
That's
Wait,
my
so
point.
do you have hair on your butt? Now you have to show us your butt to prove
I have
it.
a little bit, but I'm just like a naturally not very hairy person, so maybe I'm like a little biased.
Yeah, well, that's
Like I have
better.
no. If you want to see, I don't shave my chest or anything. It's just all
Can
natural.
I ask you?
like, No.
Yes. That's pretty.
So is it a turnoff if you were hooking up with a guy or a girl for the first time and you walk in and everything's fine and you start kissing and then she pulls her pants down or he pulls his pants down, turns
better
over
be a he.
and then there's just like fucking Yeti like hair just all over her ass or his ass. Do you walk away or do you offer to wax and hit it?
Well, those aren't the only. Those aren't the only two options.
Restrict your options for sexual positions.
What are the other options?
You don't want to get hair in your mouth.
If this is okay, first of all, maybe we should like have dinner first and not rush into this. You know what I mean?
No, you guys already had dinner. You already had dinner. You know.
If this
you
is the
both were
first
ready
time,
for it.
I'll avoid the area. I'll do some other sexual things. Avoid.
You'll
the,
still do it, Joe?
The Yeti.
Like I can't do it
I'm
if the
saying I'm
butt is
gonna
too
avoid
hairy.
the Yeti. I'm gonna avoid the Yeti area. That's like we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. The first time doesn't have to involve whatever,
Okay.
unkempt area.
And maybe
What
your
if
next.
everywhere is hairy?
Well, then it probably just wouldn't happen in the first place.
I would just be clear about it. Like, hey, this is not a turn on for me. I think you would know. Like, guys sort of indicate how much hair they have, like with either their facial hair. If they've got really bushy, unkempt facial hair, then you know that it's a disaster downstairs.
I really like a guy if I can pull down his pants and it's like shaved. I'm like, you know what's up.
Yeah, but he gives you a clue that it's going to be shaved by what's up on his face.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's got a shave.
I
Well,
like
wait, do you
guys with
guys
like the
like-
full beards, you know? So it's
guys
like
like
full
be-
beards, shaved cock.
You can have a full beard, but keep it trimmed and nice. Keep it like together, not scraggly like an Amish person.
Do you guys? So I'm assuming you're shaved in your penis area. Is that-
Ideally I'd wax.
Not only is
right now,
Derek
I'm
shaved, but he also plucks his hairs.
Yeah,
Are you bedazzled?
Every last
Bedazzled?
Yeah, I individually tweeze my hairs down
tweeze
there.
is the word.
No, see, I like the mohawk. I like the not mohawk.
wind?
No, not the mohawk. Landing strip, yeah. No, the like crew cut. It's just short. I don't like no hair like in the.
Really?
Yeah, I agree.
You
Yeah.
want hair?
At all?
You want
I like
a
it just a
crew
little.
cut on your
There's a
genitalia?
I want to
bullshit,
see
Joe.
hair. I want to see hair, but I want it to be short. That's.
There is
Yeah.
the technology to remove hair. We are not in caves, okay? You don't need that.
I'm saying
hair for
I would
purpose.
prefer a little bit of hair to none in terms
Why?
of looks.
Like
It just looks-
traction?
I don't know. I don't know why. It's just what my brain tells me to like.
Because it's concealing some undesirable shape that they have. But maybe if they were super fit, you wouldn't want any hair.
No, I don't think
No,
it's a
I don't
conceal.
know.
Because like that, like tight. I love that tight stomach. Like obviously, But
No, I like
it's-
chest hair. I like the chest hair. That's the thing. That's my turn on.
Wait, see, so I
But
can
that's
criticize you for that.
I like
Why
chest
would-
hair too.
What's wrong with chest hair? That's sexy.
I'm just saying I could criticize you for that. Like you're picking and choosing where you want your hair. You're kind of like a hair
Yeah, I
stylist.
am. Oh, Steven. Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah,
Steven.
this is.
You're beautiful. Yeah,
Ah,
you can pick and choose. Like, wax your ass, just chest hair. Fine.
Okay, the amount of like pain involved.
All right.
you're a mistress.
I like how
Wow,
that got
some-
heated there.
LRN. I gotta tell Ian, something's messed up.
And goodbye, LRN.
Yeah, see you later.
No,
We'll be
we're
right
not
back.
actually leaving. We'll be right back. Are you getting a phone call?
What if the kids think like
Hey,
you?
Ian.
Liberty activists are joining the Free State Project, which is over 85% of the way to its goal of 20,000 participants. And they're already making the move to New Hampshire. The successes are piling up and are proving the Free State Project is a real movement and no longer just a great idea. When you're planning your move, consider Keene. Keene is famous for its civil disobedience and non-cooperation, and there's plenty of political opportunity as well. If you're a regular reader of freekeene.com, you know there's a lot going on in Keene. Keene is the liberty media capital of the world. Though it's more than just activism, with regular social events each week. See what's happening at freekeene.com and get connected with video, audio, free books, a forum, and activist tools you can download and use in your area at freekeene.com. That's freekeene.com.
This is brought to you by Nestle. Oh, who would you be? Find fun and easy bake at tollhouse.com. Love doing arts and crafts, especially going in. Try and bake up creative treats together. Think of your art supplies as the frosting, sprinkles, and decorating gels, and use cookies or cupcakes as your canvas. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday. Since time began,
Joe, do you ever watch the Rebel Love Show?
liberties.
No, what time is it on? I need to make a note to watch it. I'm really bad at watching.
It has no more right to tell us what
It's on 10 p.m. Every Tuesday night.
or tell us what books we can
every Tuesday.
Yeah, but you can just go our YouTube channel.
On your knees, you dirty hippie! On your knees!
Yeah, that's true. This is really loud. Is the thing turned up for you?
Because it provides them with
Are you hearing the commercials?
I'm hearing the commercials. That's not me though. That's
No, I
all
know.
Derek.
No, I know. I was just like wondering because I was having a hard time.
You gotta keep you and
Oh yeah,
I
I'm gonna
can't
check
hear
that
you.
out.
It's like I have to try to talk over this. Whatever.
Right.
Filmed by Michael W. Dean and Nima Badavi.
DVD available now at Guns and
Yeah, I don't actually watch, I never really watched podcasts, so it was tough. I was never, everybody would ask me if I watched this podcast or that podcast, and it wasn't that I was like, oh, no, I don't watch that podcast. I just, didn't watch any because I,
Oh,
you know.
okay. Well, we're
would
on
always-
iTunes and Stitcher.
Yeah, exactly. No, I every time I watch one, I enjoy it. I just never, take the energy to do it, so I'm going to
No, I feel you.
check out the Rebel Love Show.
Yeah, I'm on 3. I do 3 podcasts now.
Wait,
I
what's
don't
the
have time
third
to
one?
listen. Seditious Sirens.
Isn't. That's
Oh,
where
that's its own podcast. That's cool.
learn more at broadcast.fm.
When's that one?
That's every Friday night at 10.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What do you talk about on that one? The same sort of thing?
Kinda. It's a more catty show. It's with one of my good friends. So it's like the girl version of Flaming Freedom.
Oh, really?
But-
So do you
but
talk
more
about sex?
bitchy. No, we just get really pissed and just talk about everything. But
What do you get pissed about?
well, my co-host Renee, she's pissed about everything.
Freedom, constant news.
I was
updates.
talking about philosophy and shit.
Your life in the most important way.
But the Rebel
On the
Love
Rebel
Show is
Lo-
about polyamory because me and my fiance are polyamorous. So the last episode, he played a voicemail from a girl he met on OkCupid on air. It's a very funny show. It's a good one.
Really? I'm going to have to check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Polyamory. So, yeah, obviously that gets a lot of criticism. Working pretty well?
Oh yeah, we've been polyamorous since we first met. And we were just dating, and now we're engaged.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, we love it. We're both
Were there ups and
we're
downs,
very
or-
free spirited. What'd you say?
Yeah. Have there been ups and downs, or has it all been good?
Well, we were polyamorous before we came into this relationship, so it's all been good. Just because, that was already our lifestyle. It's not like we had to adjust to anything. That was just the people
Right.
we both were. So I know.
Are there,
everything-
Are there boundaries, you wouldn't, bring somebody home or something?
Kinda. Well, our last relationship was a triad, so we both were dating the same girl, and all
Okay.
3 of us were dating. So that was easier. We brought her home and stuff. But his other girlfriends, when I was dating him once, he had 5 girlfriends, and I wasn't really living with him then, and then we all just stay there, which I was totally fine with. And now we got our apartment together, and then he was like, well, like this can just be our bed or whatever. And I thought that was fine. But honestly, I don't really care.
Wait, so is there like a main squeeze thing, or is it? Well, you guys are getting married, so I'm assuming there must be like a main, sort of.
I mean, no, not really. I mean, he just hasn't found anyone that he's like super close to, and neither have I. So it's not really a main squeeze thing. Like, we don't really do primaries or anything like that. Like, you can have your own separate like relationship, and it can mean however much you want it to mean. Relationships are hard. They take time,
I gotta imagine that like if you're getting married, that's like a step above the other things, right?
Yeah, maybe he'll get married to someone else, but he's not dating anyone right now.
No,
It takes a while to get there.
I was gonna ask that, yeah. Like, so if he did get married to somebody else, but like just at the, like you could be married and have like girlfriends, but wouldn't you consider like a marriage more committal than a girlfriend, or boyfriend?
Well, we're life partners. We're celebrating our love and that fact that we're gonna be teammates for life, and like we want to be together forever. I don't think that places me higher above anyone else because it's not a hierarchy. It's a relationship,
right.
My relationship isn't dictated by the other people that he dates and where their relationship's at. Our relationship's our relationship, and whoever he has a relationship with is their relationship. I don't feel like I own him.
Yeah.
He doesn't own me.
You're right. I was coming at this from a very like, two-person relationship perspective. Yeah, exactly. I've given that some thought, and I think a polyamorous relationship could be beneficial in a lot of ways. But I've thought about
you just have to find someone who's also like just that free spirited, because it takes a lot of maturity to be polyamorous. Like, you really have to be confident in yourself, and I feel like polyamory, the main relationship people forget about when they're with a partner is the relationship they have with themselves, and that's an important relationship.
Yes, that is something I've been discovering lately.
Yeah.
How so, Joe?
Sorry?
How so?
Well, it's you're not going to be happy if all you have to rely on is like the person that you're like going to be with or whatever, then you're never going to be happy even when you're with somebody. So you have to work on yourself and be happy with yourself and almost develop that relationship with yourself, because it's not gonna otherwise there's so many insecurities that you can't deal with.
No. I've been in a relationship with myself for 22 years, and you know what? I'm gonna always keep working on fixing that relationship. Like, it's always gonna grow, and I'm gonna try to improve myself. And I'm not codependent on another person. Like, I love to have him in my life as a partner, and that's somewhere where he wants to be and I want to be. It's like mutual. It's consensual. I don't want to feel like I have to be with someone. Like, that's the only way it can be. And I never have any other options. Like, we both can do whatever we want and explore whatever we want. And, we choose to be with each other.
See, and I feel like you can be more secure almost in a sense, because like it's like nothing like stupid is gonna ruin it. Like, oh, I fucked up once, like, and it's gonna be ruined. It's like, well, no, it's I didn't fuck up. This is just what we do, and it's not ruined because our relationship is higher than whatever this sex thing meant, or even another relationship that's not mutually exclusive.
Yeah. And there's also just so much communication. Like, me and Rob tell each other everything. And, that just makes us best friends. Like, you really have to be ready for that, to be able to communicate with someone about, like, who you're sleeping with and, like, what you're doing with your life and where you are with yourself. And there's a lot of communication, and that's really good. That makes our relationship a lot better.
Do you and Rob have an open relationship?
An open relationship or polyamorous? Yes.
I mean, do you sleep with others?
Yeah. We don't. Well, I haven't just slept with anyone, but there's no one I really wanted to like just sleep with.
Let's bring Nate the Ninja Squirrel into this. Nate the Ninja Squirrel, you're on Flaming Freedom.
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can.
Hey, Nate.
Hey, Steven. So actually, you're a little wrong there, Derek. An open relationship is different than polyamory, as I understand the definition.
Yes, that's very true. Open relationship is different.
I asked if they were in an open relationship.
No. We don't just go around and just fuck people. I mean, we can if you want. If you feel like fucking someone, like, by all means. But polyamorous is about long-term committed relationships with multiple people.
Well, tell me if I'm wrong, but isn't open relationship where each partner can see other people on the side and there's not really any crossover?
Yeah, they see other people on the side. There's no crossover. I mean, there can be crossover, and most of the times they're just hooking up with people on the side. And, you know, I don't really hook up. I mean, I would if it was like a hot enough chick or a hot enough guy, I guess. I mean,
Is that what you called in to say?
No, I wanted to recommend this book to Stephen because he asked the question earlier. Stephen, didn't you say earlier you were wondering, like, were the people at that yoga studio brain damaged or something? Or?
Oh, brainwashed for sure.
Okay.
They're obviously victims of Marxism.
Yeah, I wanted to recommend this RK book that I've been plugging lately on Free Talk Live. I think you'd really get a lot out of it, especially the sciencey part about genes and brain scans and stuff like that, because I think it ties into a lot of this.
Yeah. What's the name of the book? Derek's been telling me about this.
It's called The Evolutionary Psychology Behind Politics, and it's by The Anonymous Conservative, which is a pretty Tyler Durden Fight Club-esque sounding name. So,
The Evolutionary Psychology Behind Politics.
Exactly.
You know, I always thought that I was born a libertarian. A lot of people try to tell me that that's not how it works and that it's all socially constructed. But I think there's some genetic element there.
Yeah, the book makes the case for genetics and early childhood experiences. So I brought up the example on Free Talk Live of, well, what if you played sports as a kid versus being picked last for the sports team? Maybe you become maybe that would affect your attitude later in life of, is competition good or should you redistribute everything so everything's fair or that kind of thing.
This ninja squirrel is pretty good.
Well, that sounds like a great book. I hate books about politics, and I definitely probably would never read them. But still interesting.
I don't like politics necessarily.
So here's the nitty-gritty of what I think you might be interested in the most is that, and I mentioned this earlier in Free Talk Live. One of the main sources of information the book cites is a study showing that liberals and conservatives have slightly different brains, and namely that conservatives have bigger amygdalas, which is the part of the brain responsible for fight or flight.
Or anger.
And anger, fear, or freeze, or like just it's like when you hear a sound that frightens you and suddenly like forget whatever you're doing and you're like in fight or flight. Exactly. And one of the themes that happens in the book is that liberals have these like smaller amygdalas, or I guess you could say defective if you want to be judgmental about it. And then that makes it so that they can't, like, they freak out when threats appear, and so you need trigger warnings and this and that to assuage the social justice warrior feelings.
Well, I don't know. I don't buy the traditional mainstream liberal and conservative dichotomy. I think they're basically all conservative, and libertarians are the real
Precious
liberals.
metals up.
Sorry, that was just that second was the time we went off the air. But you can finish your point. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
What do you mean by conservative?
Look, like you've got Democrats, right? Democrats claim to be liberals, but they don't want to change anything. They are super conservative. They want the system to be in place as it is, and they don't want to change anything at all. They're no different from Republicans.
No, have you seen the meme? It's like, I'm going to vote for Hillary, and it's like this plane, and it's just about to drop 2 nukes, and then it's like, I'm going to vote for Bernie Sanders, and then there's this plane, and it has like hippie love symbols painted all over it, and 2 nukes ready to drop on someone. Like, it's still the same thing. Like, they're putting pretty words over it, and they're saying they're coming from different angles. But in the end, politics is all a bunch of people trying to tell you what to do with your life and promoting violence to enforce those laws. Like, it doesn't matter what their positions are. I don't like them.
Yeah, and it's like the different. I think it's more geographically based. Like the people who control things have gerrymandered the entire country to divide everyone up and make them think like there's a dichotomy when really like 95% of people are conservative and maybe 2% are really liberal. So I don't know. I'm skeptical, but also I do like hearing science, and sounds like this book has a lot of scientific basis.
Yeah, and I mean, just using the definitions of like of a conservative as like favoring the old order. I mean, definitely you're right. That's for sure. It's more of an argument that it's a psychology that people have. The way he puts it is like, imagine there's two poles and people kind of congregate around the two poles, and then a lot of people are in between.
Hey,
so
Nathan,
there's definitely a lot of variability.
Since we're on a break at the moment, I can do this. How close are you to your mic?
Maybe 4 inches or so.
Could you get further away from it?
How's that?
Count to 5 for me.
Better? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco.
I think the problem's on my end, but you sound a little distorted. Just a little bit, and I wanted to see if I can figure out why.
You sound a little distorted too, but I was assuming the problem's on my end.
Yeah? Okay. I did change some settings today, so I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
I think I know what it is. I think.
And then you suddenly said you're changing.
Yeah. Did anything change for you? Is this changing anything for you? Nathan?
I can hear Ann shouting in the background.
Okay. Does it change anything on your end?
Hey, speaking of psychology, I read this great book called The Undiscovered Self, and the entire premise was that in order to grow as individual people, we have to avoid mass psychology at all levels. Like, avoid group psychology, avoid mass psychology, and go for individual differentiation in order to really enjoy ourselves and become what we're meant to be.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Well, what'd you call it?
It's called The Undiscovered Self.
Undiscovered Self.
It's by a.
'Cause I already agree with that, but I still want to read it.
A fairly famous Swiss philosopher. So famous, I forgot his name.
Alfred Binet, or I don't know.
Yeah, go for it.
I guess he's not really a philosopher.
LRN.com.
Right, that's Carl Jung. Carl Jung wrote The Undiscovered Self. Great book about the psychology of mass psychology and individual.
No, I should have guessed that. Carl Jung is one of the classics.
So you're recommending, what's the name of the book again, Nathan Ninja Squirrel?
It is The Evolutionary Psychology Behind Politics, and you can get it on Amazon. I think there's also like specials where you can get it free on the Kindle, but I don't know how often those run. And he also has a blog, which is at the same website, where he just mostly posts about political stories and says, "Oh, well, look at these stupid R's. I'm sure glad I'm okay." Pretty much what he posts.
Hey, I've heard people talk about this K versus R reproductive strategy, not as like some people are different than others, but that like large geopolitical trends and events have a great impact on K versus R, such as during wartime when there's a lot of uncertainty about who's going to survive. You might have a lot of kids. That's K reproductive strategy. Is that right?
Well, when you bring unstable environments into it, it really becomes an issue of what the selection effect you're talking about is producing. Because if you're talking about like people randomly dying, then that's not a K selective force. That's a more like an R selective force. But if there's some way to adapt and cope with whatever the pressure is, then that's more of a K thing. So if it's like aliens are shooting lasers from space randomly, then that wouldn't be K, because there's nothing you can adapt to save yourself from lasers. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, but like for instance, my grandfather was in World War II. He ended up having 9 children. My father and all of his siblings together only had 8 children, because they didn't have to go to war or anything like that. So I think that's a good illustration of
it's funny
Well,
you
isn't
bring
it
that up.
that they
because
were
I don't know
really
if this is
excited
your
coming back from
experience,
war
but
that they just
in
wanted
the book,
to
you
fuck
actually
yeah, right. They were like, oh, we're back from war. Let us get it on.
Let's get it on. It's been a while.
Get over here. We're gonna make some babies.
I'm not pulling it out.
Actually, he proposes
That's how we all were made.
why the hippies appeared and why they suddenly disappeared. And it's kind of the opposite of what you're saying, where it's all the Ks go off to war, fight World War II. That leaves the Rs behind to make a lot of babies. And then 20 years later, in the 60s, those babies become the hippies.
Oh, fascinating. So okay. Oh, so
Yeah,
you're
I've always wondered about the
inverting
hippies.
cause and
This is
effect from what I was
like,
saying.
why did the hippies suddenly appear and then disappear? It's always, or not disappear, but like sort of go out of the public consciousness.
I don't know why.
Oh, well, because then after 1945, the troops came back, and then the Ks and Rs were in balance again.
No. There weren't hippies in the 40s.
He's saying that the
go
hippies'
away?
parents were in the 40s were the ones having kids, not dying in wars. So a bunch of hippies turned up from the hippies' parents who are.
I get it, but now
people.
why aren't there hippies today?
There are hippies. I'm a hippie.
Less common.
I'm a modern day hippie.
Yeah, but hopefully you're not R.
Hippies exist. They're just in different forms because we embrace technology, but that doesn't make us like any less of a hippie. We're still smoking joints, drawing peace signs, and protesting war.
Yeah, but what about Nathan?
Just doing it with our smartphones.
That's totally correct.
But what about Nathan's point about how the R versus K is playing out? Like, I mean, are there any K people that you can point to, Nathan? Is there someone that's an example or a cultural group?
Well, it's really hard to point to individual examples. I'm sorry, say again?
Are there examples of R or K today? All right, I'm dropping your call. Sorry.
All right.
It's my internet connection on that computer for some reason really seems to suck. I don't know why. Sorry,
Bye,
Nathan.
He's a skeptical squirrel.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, you wanted to talk about getting syphilis shots? Those are the worst shots.
Yeah,
They're so painful.
I did get a syphilis shot this week. It sucked.
Really?
Wait, this week? Well, I was talking about this 2 weeks ago. Remember?
You got one?
You gave us syphilis over the internet.
No,
Wait.
penicillin. This was like 6 years ago.
Yeah, it was actually penicillin. It was an immense amount of penicillin.
Yeah, it's a large needle. Not that I know or anything.
2 of them.
It is a large needle. It sucked. I couldn't walk the next day.
You got syphilis from going.
Derek
Well,
did not
actually-
test positive for syphilis.
Yeah, actually, I tested negative.
But they
Oh
still
wait,
give
but there's
you
an
a shot.
incubation period, right? Dude, we're both embedded with trackers. You realize that they were just fucking with us.
Yeah, no one even has syphilis. If you go get tested, they just want to give you a fucking.
Actually, I believe that because these are some fucked up people. But actually, no, they
Steven's
probably,
like, I had syphilis. I gave it to you.
we probably just have. That's one problem with polyamory and especially with open relationships. Like, you can introduce a lot of
No,
Strange.
absolutely not. Like, polyamory is no excuse for sexually transmitted diseases.
Why not?
It's not an excuse.
You're
it's
inviting
a
another
cause.
partner.
It's
You're
just
inviting
more-
another partner, but everyone should be tested and clean before you're gonna not use a condom. Like, this isn't elementary school here. We have technology. We know like what can happen.
There's a several month incubation period.
Sometimes you have a disease and it doesn't show up for a while.
Yeah, no, syphilis, like you could have had that for a while and it went away and then came back. Like, I understand, but like I still think everyone should be as careful as possible. It's not there's no reason to like disrespect your body. Like I always make sure I'm healthy. Like if I'm gonna sleep with someone, that's like my duty, my responsibility to myself.
The more questions you have, the more likely it's going to happen.
It's an increased risk.
That's a fact. It's
it's definitely
straight
not
line
less
correlation.
likely to happen.
Anyway, the worst part of it is that we can't have sex.
Yeah.
Why?
That's a pretty bad.
For 2 more days.
Because you keep spreading it. They can spread it and get like a different type of it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Mutated.
It's a government-created virus.
They told me
to stop the homosexual.
Like, hey, does this mean that I can't have sex with my partner anymore? And they were like, yeah. I was like, but is kissing okay? Like, yeah, okay, kissing's fine. But apparently we're not supposed to have sex for like a week. And that's been annoying.
Hand job.
I know, it's been all hand jobs. Which is like, it gets, I don't know how you felt about it, but like,
well, you gotta spice it up. You gotta do the hand jobs like different ways. Like one day, you give him a hand job, but you only like thrust the tip of his penis until he comes. And the next day, you like give him rug burn, and do like the Indian burner hand job.
I don't like this advice. Don't follow this
How dry
advice.
can I make it for you?
Yeah, I'll just gonna make it real dry. No, hand jobs. That's like fun. It's like going back to like middle school, and for a week you do hand jobs, and then you're excited to do that much more. It's like a way to spice it up after the fact.
Put on the chastity belt and just pretend like you have to wait, like it's your choice, and then still make the most out of it. There's some kinky stuff that can come out of that.
That's a good idea. I support that. What do you mean we tried that?
Well, actually, you didn't want to put it on.
I didn't want to put it on because it hurt me a little bit, but I'm back. I'm better. I just need a little cushion for where it like touches my skin because it's.
He's ready now, Steven. Break out the chastity belt.
I am probably ready now. But
wait, Steven, how do you know you haven't gotten this before? Like, wouldn't you want to get a penicillin shot?
We
I did.
We both did.
Oh, you both got it. Okay.
I was the
In
reason.
the ass? Did you get in the
You were
ass?
the reason.
Yeah, Steven told me.
Well, I got a phone call from the clinic.
No, did you get the shot in the ass? Not.
Yeah, we got 2 shots, 1 in each cheek.
Well, I'm glad you didn't open that door the night at Porkfest.
Hey, as far as we know, we were clean that night.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but hopefully everyone comes to Porkfest this year, because my wedding's this year, and it's going to be epic. #epic.
Hey, Seditious Sirens is your show. Free Talk SF is your show.
FreeTalkSF.com.
And the Rebel Love Show.
You do Rebel Love Show too, Ann? I mean,
yes, I'm the co-host.
Okay, I didn't know that. I haven't been listening in a while. I saw MVG was on there this week.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. You should have him on Flaming Freedom, actually.
Is he flaming? Does he swing both ways?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask him.
He's the editor for Chase Rachel's book. We just had him on last week.
Oh, yeah, have him on. He's very insightful.
Anyway.
I don't think he's flaming, but he's a cool dude.
Well, it's a prerequisite for this show, so he can be cool, but he's got to suck dick. This is we're out of time. I'm gonna go get some Thai food. Not a Thai boy, and we'll do this again next week. I want to get the gun-free UT people on here. I want to get some people who hate guns to come and tell us why.
Let's do it.
And dildos.
More dildos, more guns.
More of both.
More peace.
All right, flamingfreedom.com in the meantime. And Joe Jarvis, Anarchy in New England. Sorry, Joe. I forgot to toss it to you.
No, that's okay. That was great. Thank you for
the end?
Yeah, I
Bye,
appreciate
guys.
You want to do a plug? Bye, Rebel Mistress.
it. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for having me on.
Good night. Thanks for joining.
Good night.